The movements of populations back and forth across the Mediterranean led to the creation of a common Maghrebi culture. The Maghreb is another name for North Africa. And this common culture existed in many areas of the arts. For example, architecture, manuscript illumination, stucco carving, wood, and textiles, which are the major categories of Islamic art. And this is in contrast to the traditional categories of our history, which are famously Eurocentric and consist largely of painting, sculpture, and architecture. Under new approaches to art history, there is now value being given to what were the traditional and major art forms of places like the countries under Muslim rule. But I think there has yet to be widespread recognition of the artistic participation of minorities in Islamic art and the place of works made for other faiths within the field. One exception, I'm sure most of you have seen it, are the new galleries of Islamic art in the Metropolitan Museum, newly reinstalled in 2011. They include Hebrew manuscripts decorated with Islamic-style ornament and Hindu art in Islamic style as well. In most Western texts on Islamic art, however, the emphasis is always on architecture and its decoration that were made for Muslim use, on objects made for Muslim worship or study, and in homes that are never specified but presumably belong to Muslims. Ignored in these writings is the fact that countries ruled by Muslims were, from the very beginning, multicultural societies that included both Jews and Christians. The late Islamicist Oleg Grabar was one of the few to recognize the role of minorities. He wrote, "Islamic art does not refer to the art of a particular religion, for a vast proportion of the monuments have little or anything to do with the faith of Islam. Works of art demonstrably made by and for non-Muslims can be appropriately studied as works of Islamic art. There is, for instance, a Jewish Islamic art, since large Jewish communities lived within the predominantly Muslim world. And in the Middle Ages, 90% of Jews lived in Muslim countries. Europe was just 10%. Islamic art, then, is art that is created in a society dominated by Islam, or art from the world of Islam. But it is not Muslim art, only Muslim art.